What up, Earthlings? Zube here, and I'm going to be doing a report for the new moon in Libra, which was this morning at right around 5 a.m. Central Time. So, and I was going to pull some cards as well. It just fell. Queen of Swords. I'll get to that in a minute. So this new moons are beginnings where we start something, where we set intentions. If you're doing like a manifestation ritual, it's where you're going to start what you want to manifest. This new moon is in Libra, and Libra is about getting along with others, our relationships to other people. Libra is ruled by Venus. So Venus is the ruler of this new moon. Okay. Now here's what's kind of interesting. The new moon is with Mars. So whenever we have a new moon, it means that the sun and the moon are at the exact same degree in the sign that the new moon is in, which is Libra, if you're doing Western astrology, which I am. If you're not into that, go somewhere else. But this new moon is with Mars. And Mars is our warrior, our aggressor. And, we might think of that negatively, but it's not negative at all. It's kind of our get her done sort of, fight energy, like tackling even like things in our life, right? It's just that get her done. So he's in Libra, and he doesn't really like it there because Libra is about harmony and finding balance between, us and other people. Now, making matters even worse, Mars is really close to the sun, right? So whenever a planet is very close to the sun, it's we call it burnout, right? Because the sun kind of outshines it. And so his energy, not only does he not like being in Libra, his energy is even more like muted and toned down because the sun is with it. And this new moon is ruled by Venus, and Venus wants connection and to get along with others and to find compromise and peace and all that. And like Mars is just, I don't know, like sometimes it's cute when a dad will dress up like a princess and shit with his little girl, but this is Mars dressed up like a princess drinking tea, super pissed off because like there's no adorable daughter that's making him do it. You know what I mean? I don't know why he's doing it or whatever. It's just because he happens to be floating by. So the way that I am interpreting this is that we may feel like that also. We might feel like this new moon kind of feels like I want to do something, right? But I don't know what to do, or I have to compromise with other people, or I can't get in touch with that fire inside me that's going to create the action. I'd love to get feedback on this. I am definitely feeling that, or, it's like we're in this web with other people with all these other implications for actions that we want to take. And we might feel like mitigated by all of that. Additionally, this afternoon, I'm not sure what time specifically. It's 3 o'clock right now, almost 3 in Texas. And so I'm pretty sure actually that Pluto, who is not a fun planet to begin with, is direct. Pluto has been retrograde. Now, Pluto retrogrades for like 6 months of the year. Pluto is not even considered a fucking planet by astronomers, but in astrology, you know, we count them. But anyway, so, you know, Pluto is retrograde for like 6 months of the year and direct for about 6 months of the year. So it's like half and half. But Pluto is our subconscious thoughts, our sense of control. It's like rebirth energy, you know, like totally like drastically kind of clearing out things, you know, and that's experienced more if he's you know, if he's directly aspecting your chart. But in a general sense, there are a few different interesting things that are going on right now. In a general sense, we may have been exploring in like the past 6 months, thoughts and beliefs, and like doing an internal scan, or a very like introspective journey of why am I like this? Why do I do things like that? Why does that bother me? Why does this bother me? And depending on what house Pluto is in, the house is in your individual chart, like where Pluto is transiting right now. This would be like a different flavor for you, you know? So Pluto is in my 6th house, and the 6th house rules like your daily schedule, your health routine, your, and like kind of how I look and think about work, my mental health, right? And so specifically, I have been thinking a lot about like what thoughts I have, but a lot of it has been internal, and I haven't expressed a whole lot of it outwardly. Now that Pluto is out of retrograde, we might, the thing that Pluto wants you to do is to let go, like let go of controlling things, you know? So when the experience of Pluto is as difficult, or I don't even want to say easy, because it's never really easy, because Pluto wants you to let go of shit, and that's hard sometimes, but like let go or be dragged. That's kind of what just came to mind for like Pluto, is either let go of it or be dragged. Okay. So anyway, so we've got Pluto coming out of retrograde. Now, with an outer planet like that, we're going to experience a shift over the next few days, where like, say something has been bugging the shit out of you for, you know, a few months, and you haven't expressed it to anyone or done a fucking thing about it on the outside, but you've been really like, the wheels have been grinding inside. Okay. That movement, like you might finally like let go of a friendship, or let go of a job, or let go of like a belief, or you know what I mean? It might finally happen. Like it might finally feel real. And you know, I would say probably for a few weeks we'll feel it, but the outer planets we really only feel about the time that it shifts from like unless it's making an aspect, but when it's shifting from direct to retrograde to direct. And it may be possible to get more things accomplished as far as like what we think and what we want to release and let go of. And it's like we've been doing processing inside, and it might finally happen on the outside. So anyway, So yes, and then that's happening. And then I was talking about the new moon. The new moon, it's like we want to start something, want to be starting something. Just not right. We want to, the full moon coming up. So the moons are a cycle, and we have a new moon in Libra. It was this morning. And then on the 20th, yeah, it's the 20th, is a full moon in Aries. And so that's, we go from new to full back to new. Okay. And this full moon is going to be a piece of work. And so are the 2 weeks in between it. So in a sense, it's almost as though the universe is looking out for us by pulling back that Mars energy a little bit and making it uncomfortable so that we don't quite like leap into action yet, because our action over the course of the next couple of weeks might be different, So I'm trying to think of an example. So say like you've been thinking something in your head, right? And I don't like my job or something like that. I don't want to work here anymore. So you're like, I want to quit, but I want to think about this, and that's kind of what I feel like is happening with this Mars. Like we're not acting on it. We've been reflecting on it, or we're going to reflect on it because it's just going to be awkward to act. That's what it feels like right now. And so you're like thinking about, do I really want to quit my job? And then something comes up and I don't know, somebody that your boss quits or something like that. And you're like, oh shit, like, I'm glad I didn't quit when I was pissed off, And so this kind of feels like that, like, whoa, hold on. Pluto's going to come through, and the things that you need to let go of are going to become very clear to you, right? So let's just chill the fuck out with like our action just yet. And set a manifestation, set a goal, set an intention. But the picture is going to shift between now and the full moon on the 20th, the full moon in Aries, it's going to be. But I wrote in my journal yesterday, and I feel like this is a valuable thing to share because it's accurate. Okay. I put, it is okay to do what I want to do. And I needed to be reminded of that. You know what I mean? Like, yes, like we're considerate of others, but every once in a while, I'm like, if I can't do something and somebody's like, well, why? And I'm like, because I'm going to sit around and fucking do nothing. That's why. And that's okay, because that's what I want to do. Like, I don't know. It's okay to do, like, we don't have to be accountable to other people for every move that we make. You know what I mean? Anyway, and that felt like a good place to reflect on this new moon. Like, what do I want to do? It's okay to do what you want to do. We don't have to compromise on anything. And I think there is going to be some sense of compromising around this new moon, but just be mindful of the fact that, like, if there's stuff you want to do, that's like not even okay. That's what we're here to do. That kind of leads me to something that I've been thinking about, is like just this weird web of like attachments and obligations and expectations and trades and deals and all of that like human beings fucking put on each other. And the reason that I think about this a lot is because I always wonder, like, why would my soul come here to experience like losing custody of my kids? You know, why? What? Because in order not to be suicidal and crazy and not want to live anymore, I have to believe that there is an after, and that after I'm going to be like, okay, I see why I wanted to experience that in this lifetime, because it's pretty fucking unbearable sometimes, you know? It's just really fucking hard. Like, I want to be a mom. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to be. I'm a fucking Cancer. Like, that's what I wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. And I was like pretending to breastfeed my baby dolls, like my mom would breastfeed my sisters. Like, I always wanted to be a mom. So why would I come here and experience that loss? Because I have to believe that there is a purpose in it. And one of the reasons is that I remember growing up, and I remember picking a major or picking the college I was going to go to, or, you know, in part because, in large part because of expectations that like my parents had of me, you know, and that always felt like a lot of pressure. And I'm not saying that I'm super unusual for having experienced that. I'm just saying it seems to be like that we grow up and we have kids, and then we expect our kids to do what we want them to do. And then they grow up and have kids and expect their kids to do what they want them to do. And like, well, so where does it go that we just get to, why don't we just do what we want to do? You know what I mean? Um, and so I do kind of feel like one of my soul's, one of the choices that I made when I came down here was to kind of stop that. It's like a, like forward owning, you know? Um, and and so it's been really eye-opening for me, just this whole experience of and I really don't have much control even over what they think of me. You know, I don't know what they're told about me. I don't, you know, and I don't really ask anymore because and that's been hard. Like, that's been really hard, but all I can do is be who I am. And that, yeah, there are so many lessons that I learned with this whole thing. But what I'm getting to is that, to me, a mother to child and a father to child, because there are fathers and mothers that experience what I'm experiencing, and it's pretty brutal. I really wouldn't wish it on anyone. But um, part of the reason that I feel like I came here to experience that kind of loss, you know, the parent-child relationship is really significant. But is to figure out how to make myself happy, because I want my kids to grow up and make themselves happy, like not me, you know. And so what I deal with now sometimes is like, I bring it back down to okay, I don't have my kids, right? So, and I don't expect them to like me. I don't expect them to, you know, I hope they do. I mean, and it seems like they do, but I've had to learn to live without expecting that. And I'm not perfect at it, you know, but even still going through that, sometimes I get caught up in other people's expectations of me. And I'll be like stressed out about something. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, I don't even expect my kids to have to love me. So like, I don't expect anything from anybody. It's really weird. And I don't mean it in the uber independent way, sometimes I do get that trauma response, like uber independence, but I'm really good at recognizing that. But I mean, really and truly, like if my boyfriend came to me and was like, you know what, I'm really not happy, like doing what we're doing, I'd be sad, but I would be okay. And it's because I've kind of lost the like normal societal expectation of a mother with the two most significant people in my life. And I just get to explore that sort of loss. And I have to think that there's value and purpose in that. And part of that purpose for me is to show that it's possible, you know, like attachments that you may feel to other people's expectations. And the truth of the matter is this: I make myself happy. Like I do. And so I don't expect anybody to do anything for me, you know, because I got me, like I got me. And and then when other people expect things from me, I get really antsy because I'm like, hold on, like, no, that's not okay. You know, it's not okay. We need to stop expecting other people to fulfill us, and so we can fulfill ourselves. And that way, we can all just back off a little bit. And it's hard, it's a process, but it's something that I think is really important to be mindful of. Because that it's like we are all interconnected, but and there's value in that. But here's the deal also: I think that people enjoy my company because I don't expect anything from anybody, you know. um and I'm not saying that like cocky or anything like that, but it's really nice to be around people who don't have expectations of you, um because they're taking care of their own shit, you know what I mean? Anyway, so when I busted out my cards right in the beginning of this, I got the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is interesting because the swords are air energies. That's communication, our thoughts. The queen is feminine, okay, and the swords are intellectual. So we write, Libra is an air sign. So we really might be thinking she is very logical. She cuts out what does not serve her. That makes me think of Pluto, um, kind of looking at our control and what are we trying to like cling on to and manipulate. I'm going to pull another card. I feel like this is going to be a very heady and it doesn't seem like it'll be all that aggro, you know, because Mars is just, man, he's taking a beating. He's wearing that Tea Party dress. Anyway, this is long. Oh yeah. Three of Swords. This is a card of heartbreak, but ready, it's also a card of healing. Okay. It's really time to like heal ourselves and look at the way that we think about ourselves, because that's, you know, especially combined with this Queen of Swords. Yeah. Let me pull one more. So like advice for this. Whoa. Whoa. Let's see. We got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is making a choice. Okay. He's holding the globe in his hand. The wands are fire and their action, but this is kind of what I was saying, where it's not time to take action just yet. Look at him. He's holding the globe and he's looking out like, where do I want to go? This is a time to contemplate, to look at our thoughts. Are we thinking negatively? How do we think about ourselves? Are we being fair and balanced? Because we do want to be fair and balanced, you know. Wearing a tea party dress is going to make Mars a better warrior, you know, because he's got to be a little bit flexible. Anyway, that's what I got for you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. I hope you have a great moon cycle and I will see you again. Peace. Namaste.